Namanda, 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 Namanda. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Dharma family service. Welcome back for a lot of us, because we didn't have service last week. Welcome to some of you if it's your first time here at Buddhist Church of Oakland. What we like to do is begin with Sutra chanting, and so we're going to chant Juseige, which is on page 23 in the small purple book, and page 93 in the large purple book. When we're chanting, just kind of keep an ear out. There's one of the things we say in Juseige 3 times is Sei Fujo Shogak, right? And it's a little different because usually it's bum, 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 bum. But this one we kind of hold on the Sei Fujo Shogak. So I'm just pointing that out now, so kind of keep an ear out for it, and I'll talk about it later during the talk. So Juseige. Namanda, 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 Namanda. Nyo butsu muge chi Ganya Koka Daisen Okando Koku Shotenni Touchin Myoke Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, next, let's recite the three treasures, which is on page 3 in the small purple book. The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you once again for joining us for our Dharma family service. So today, I thought I would talk about, or I'd like to talk about, a kind of general topic that I've touched on before, and I'm sure I will again, and that is the benefits of Jodo Shinshu. So this is maybe a way to think about Buddhism that's maybe not what we usually do, or in the past, right? A lot of times we talk about the how, right, and trying to explain all this different stuff, but this is maybe thinking about more in terms of why, right? Why Jodo Shinshu? And so this benefit that I'd like to talk about today, because there's not just one, I'd like to think there are many, is what I'm calling the soft and gentle in body and mind. Okay, soft and gentle in body and mind. So this morning, I mentioned before the sutra chanting that we did, right? Remember? Sei Fujo Shogak, right? And that's something we chant all the time, and I've started talking about it, but I'm going to tell you again. What's up with that, right? Why are we saying this? Sei Fujo Shogak. And so what it means is, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. May I not attain perfect enlightenment. That's the fu. Fu, mu. There's a bunch of different characters that can be negative, and so fu is one of them. Okay, and so you might be like, what? May I not attain enlightenment? Isn't Buddhism about attaining enlightenment? And that's because it's out of context if we only think of that one line. It's about Amida Buddha before he became Buddha, right? And so he's a bodhisattva, and he makes these vows or promises. Right? And so that's what's going on here. And these vows are one of the most important parts of our tradition. Our mother temple is called Nishi Honganji, not Hongguanji. The W is silent. It's Honganji, and that gan means vow. Hongan means primal vow. Okay? And so what he's saying when I say, may I not become Buddha, what he's saying is, if I don't become fully awakened, may I not become Buddha. If I'm not able to benefit everybody, may I not become Buddha. And if my name, Namo Amida Butsu, is not heard everywhere, may I not become Buddha. This is the double negative I talked about a few months ago. Right? And in English grammar, we don't like the double negative, but we don't like the wrong double negative. This is a good double negative, okay? And it's saying, if this doesn't happen, then I don't want to be Buddha. So then the flip side is, the sutra goes on, this is from the larger sutra, one of our main texts. It says, Amida became Buddha. Long time ago, maybe in the infinite past. So, if he became Buddha, then those things that he vowed became true. Okay, so let me move on. Let's look at a specific vow. This is the soft and gentle body and mind vow, vow number 33. There's 48 vows in the text we use, and so they talk about all different kinds of stuff. This is the 33rd vow, and I'll read it to you. When I attain Buddhahood, the beings throughout the countless and inconceivable Buddha worlds and the 10 quarters, having received my light and having been touched by it, will become soft and gentle in body and mind, surpassing humans and gods in those qualities. Should it not be so, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. Okay? So they did this vow, right? And there's a whole bunch of them, but this vow is interesting because it's not talking about beings who are born in my land will be like this. This is beings anywhere throughout the multiverse. If they encounter Amida's light, right, and are touched by it, they'll become soft and gentle in body and mind. So here's kind of a paraphrase. When I become Buddha, beings everywhere who encounter my light and are touched by it will become soft and gentle in body and mind. If this is not the case, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. Right? And so if this doesn't happen, I don't want to be Buddha. He became Buddha, so beings who encounter the light become soft and gentle in body and mind. Now, it might not be as obvious as it sounds. I teach a class on this is the 3 sutras, and so that class is this semester, and one of my students said, I kind of get the soft and gentle mind part, but what does soft and gentle body mean? Right? I don't do dips or pull-ups, or I probably should, right? So I'm pretty soft here, right? Is that what it's talking about? Right? Not no muscles, right? I'm kind of soft and squishy, right? I don't think that's what it's talking about. Right? That's probably pretty obvious, but it's a way to think about it, right? What does soft and gentle body mean? So I'm going to suggest maybe instead of body, it means bodily actions. And so this is part of Buddhism that we think about action a lot. That's what karma is. Karma literally means action. It means things that we do, actions. And so Buddhism talks about the 3 bodily acts of body, speech, and mind. Right? There are things that we do with our body, gently petting a kitty cat. Things we might do with our speech, praising someone, or being nice and just even saying hello. And mind. Oh, that was so nice. Right? These are actions. Right? And so these kind of, this soft and gentle body and mind, right? And so, but even what's that? Right? I think we could even ask about that a little bit more. And so another interesting aspect of, well, I think it's interesting, of the vows, right? So here are all these vows or promises that Dharmakara Bodhisattva, this Bodhisattva who wants to become a Buddha, makes. But, kind of like I said, he became Buddha. He actually became Amida Buddha. And so the text also has what are called fulfillment passages, the Joju Mon. So not only the promise, but the fulfillment of the promise coming true. And so, the fulfillment passage for this one is, beings who encounter this light have the 3 defilements swept away, and they become soft and gentle in body and mind. So that the beings who encounter this light have the 3 defilements swept away, and they become soft and gentle in body and mind. And so there's another hint here, the 3 defilements. I looked up the character. That's not a term that I'm used to seeing. And so I was looking it up frantically this morning and looked up the kanji. And the kanji means like dirt or grime. And so then if we think 3, okay, so this is kind of a negative thing, right? If you're touched by the light, these are swept away. And so you might have guessed already. What do you think? 3 whats? 3 poisons. Right? Greed, anger, and ignorance. So that's normally it's sandoku, right? But here they have it as these 3 defilements. Okay? And so this soft and gentle body and mind, right, is one where greed is swept away, anger is swept away, right, and ignorance is swept away. So I'm going to give an example, and maybe I'll get you all laughing with this one. Okay, so this happened to me on Friday. I was here in the office. I got there pretty early, right? And we have a driveway that you may have driven in, right, if you drive, or you may have walked up it. And so I parked my car there, and I look up. We have security cameras, right? And I look up at the cameras, and I see there's a car has pulled into the driveway, basically blocking the driveway and the sidewalk. And there are 3 people getting out of the car. The door, it's one of those, it's not like a cyber truck, but it's a Tesla with that door that opens up this way and everything. So I'm watching, I even like step out there and I'm like looking at them. What are you doing? They're not members. I've never seen them before. They just decided to use this convenient empty space to do their thing and take stuff out of the car, right? And so I'm like, come on, how long is this gonna take? We got people going in and out here, and so after a little while, finally, they're done, and they leave. Okay. 20 minutes later, another car, different car, right? And so I'm looking at this car, and again, I'm thinking, what's going on? And I open the door, and this person gets out and kind of waves and smiles and leaves. So it's like, okay, they're dropping someone off. Time to leave. What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? You think you're going to sit there this whole time and wait for them to come back? What is your problem? It's a driveway. People come in here. Right? I'm not going to go as far as I did that morning. But at a certain point, I couldn't believe that they didn't move. Right? Finally, one of the office staff had left to drop something off, came back, they're blocking the driveway, and he's beeping at them. I'm like, come on, get out of the way. Right? And so they finally move. They go around and turn around, kind of like you do to get out, right? And then they plant themselves at the opening again, and they're waiting for their friend, right? And so that's when I unleashed a barrage of terms that I'm not going to use in the Hondo, right? I will tell you that John, who's sitting there, his comment was, "Tell us how you really feel, Sensei." I was so angry, right? But that comment, oh yeah, I was kind of angry, right? Even though I kept up the thing of like, I can't believe people do this. Why would you do that? Do you want me to come and block your driveway? Should I do that? Should I follow you home and you're trying to get out and I'm just going to sit there? I'm waiting for someone. Sorry, this was a convenient spot, right? These thoughts are still going through my head, right? And so this is the opposite of soft and gentle in body and mind. Right? This is the total opposite. Because, and I can feel it, I can feel my body kind of starting to shake now, right? By reimagining this and kind of reliving it, the adrenaline is starting to pump, right? And so I was feeling it even more on that day. Now, one of the interesting things is, even I knew I was angry. I calmed down eventually, talked it out with the people at church, right? But it wasn't until over 24 hours later that I realized maybe that wasn't the best way to respond to that situation. What would have been a better one? Right? The easy answer, respond without anger. Right? Did I need to get that angry? An alternate response would be to go out, excuse me, we got cars coming in and out. You really just can't wait here. I'm sorry. That's a different response than get out of the way. Right? So these are different actions. Now, so my actions were somewhat bodily because I went outside. I was like, get out of here. You gotta get out. Right? Pointing. But then also with my speech was angry speech. My mind was filled with anger. Okay? And it took over 24 hours to even reconsider my actions, right? To reflect on my actions. So, I kind of think this is kind of Shinshu in a way. Right? One aspect of Shinshu, or Shin Buddhism, right, our Jodo Shinshu teachings, is that we become our true foolish selves. And that was me in that instant. And so what I can do is look back and think, wow, yeah, I have anger. I think a lot of you don't see it that much, right? Because you only see me on Sunday morning. But sometimes, you see frustration sometimes, right? But like true anger, I think probably most people haven't seen in me. It's there. Right? And this showed me. This showed me the anger that I have inside me. Another aspect of Shin, though, that I think is that Buddha's wisdom and compassion comes to me. Right? And so that greed, the desire, the attachment, the anger and hatred or aversion, right? The ignorance, delusion is swept away by Buddha's light, encountering Buddha's light, but also being touched by it. Because you might encounter it but not realize that you were touched. So if I again think of this incident, then rather than see the person blocking the driveway as the enemy, right, or someone deserving of my anger and hatred, maybe they were part of that light, right? They showed me myself. They reminded me that I'm filled with those three defilements, right? I'm covered in that grime, the dirt and grime of greed, anger, and ignorance. But that's not the whole story, right? When I bring Buddha to mind, when Buddha maybe comes into my mind, right? When I say Namo Amida Butsu, that this greed, anger, and ignorance is broken through. So it's a tension to me. There's a tension between this be yourself, be myself, that what comes out, that's me, and having that washed away, right? And Buddha's wisdom and compassion shining forth, right? So that I'm not always selfish, I'm not always angry, even though often that is what may emerge spontaneously. And yet, the Dharma, the wisdom and compassion of the Buddha, I think, in Shinshu, can also spontaneously emerge, right? And I can be shown my foolish self. I'm still me. I can almost guarantee I'm still going to get angry. But seeing myself like that and then thinking, maybe I don't want to be like that. As justified as I felt yelling at that person on Friday morning, also being shown maybe there's a better, nicer way, right, to respond. And see my response, but then also be shown other possible responses. So there's another section to the fulfillment passage that I might talk about more in the Shotsuki, the memorial we have at 11. But let me just read the whole passage. This is that fulfillment passage, right? Beings who encounter this light have the three defilements swept away, and they become soft and gentle in body and mind. They leap and dance with joy, and the good mind arises in them. Right? So it's not just the soft and gentle. There's also leaping and dancing with joy. So that the life of the Shin Buddhist also contains joy, happiness. Right? And this idea of the good mind arises. Again, mental actions or thoughts. The good thoughts arise. So even maybe 24 hours later, after this anger, these good thoughts arise. How could I do that better? How could I have been kinder? Right? Could I have responded in a kinder, gentler way? And maybe I'll remember to do that next time. That's the challenge, right? That now I keep on living my life. It's okay, it happened, it's in the past, and yet learn from it, right? Don't beat myself up for it, but don't forget it either. So that we continue. We're bathed in the light no matter what, whether I realize it or not, right? But when we're touched by this light, this wisdom and compassion light of Amida Buddha, I think that this is one of the benefits, right? This soft and gentle in body and mind, but it's a transformation, right? We're transformed, no longer just mindlessly reacting to what happens in our life, but reacting more with this wisdom and compassion, right? In a more positive, helping way. So I want to thank you very much. I'm going to read that fulfillment passage again, and we can listen to it as we sit in Gassho to conclude our Dharma talk. The fulfillment passage from the larger Sutra of Immeasurable Life. Beings who encounter this light have the three defilements swept away, and they become soft and gentle in body and mind. They leap and dance with joy, and good thoughts arise in them. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. Okay, so let's sing a classic Gatha in the small purple book on page 101. It's not the easiest one to sing, but I'll help. It's on page 101, and it's When We See the Golden Sun. This one I need new glasses. See the golden sun shining from above. We are mindful of the Buddha's love. O'er us all his pure compassion sheds its steadfast glow. By his doctrine, wisdom's way to show. When we see the silver moon gleaming in the sky, we remember still the Buddha is nigh. By his blessed law to guide us through this earthly night, out of sorrow into joy and light. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. And I'll just point out that when it says our Lord, right, it's a classic, right? This is pretty older language, but it's all right, right? The Buddha is the Buddha, the Tathagata, the thus come one, the truly honored one, right? All these different epithets. And then when it says his blessed law, that's the Dharma. Okay, that's actually a translation of Dharma, a totally legitimate translation of Dharma. Law is one of them, even just like in a legalistic sense. But for us, the Dharma is Buddha's teachings or the truth itself, true reality itself. And so next, I think what do you want to do? Introductions of our guests first or announcements first? let's do introductions for our guests, because you might not be ready for this, but we'd like for you to be able to, if you brought someone, so. Keep talking.
Testing.
It's working there. Keep going.
Hello.
There we go.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Hi, good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Robert Noguchi. Thank you very much for coming to service here at the Buddhist Church of Oakland. It's nice to see you all today. I have a few announcements. Normally, there's usually a monitor sometimes here that I work with. So I'm actually doing a simulcast with the YouTube people. So that's why I was doing the Sutra chanting, and now I'll be doing these announcements. First of all, I wish everyone a happy Girls' Day, by the way. I want to thank Reverend Bridge for his Dharma talk and officiating this morning's service. Reverend Michael Endo for assisting in today's service. Steve Terasaki to my right, playing the organ. Our host number one group, providing hospitality for those of us here at the temple today. And our Zoom crew downstairs, taking care of the presentation, the YouTube broadcasts, and the cameras that are around here in the Hondo. Let's see, I guess wanted to announce that our study class and Dharma chat programs have resumed, and I'll announce the dates of that in just a moment. But everyone is welcome to come and with your questions and with your comments about Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. If you'd like, we invite you to become a member of the BCO family. We've had 14 new members over the last year, individuals and families, and so we're really, really happy about that. So we welcome all of our new members to the church and to the BCO family. And so looking to the future, what's next? Sensei mentioned that we'll be having our Shotsuki Memorial Service for the month of March, coming up at 11 o'clock, so in about 15 minutes. So you're all welcome to stay for the next service. Next Sunday, March 10th, we'll have our Dharma School here, so there will be a combined Dharma School service and then a Dharma Family service following that. So we hope you'll join us for that next Sunday, March 10th.
Dharma chat.
And Dharma chat will be at 10:45 on next Sunday, March 10th, with the topic Ohigan, Back to Basics. And then our next study class will be Saturday, March 23rd from 1 to 3 p.m. and the topic will be Nembutsu. Okay. Our next special service will be on Sunday, March 24th, and that'll be our spring Ohigan service. We'll have the Dharma School here at 10 a.m., followed by an adult Dharma service at 10:20, and then we'll have a lunch, a Toki lunch at 11:30 from our host number one group. Our Hana Matsuri will be on Sunday, April 7th, with our guest speaker, Reverend Blake Honda, who recently got his Tokudo status at Honganji in December. So he'll be here on Sunday, April 7th for Hana Matsuri. And then in May, this is kind of looking ahead, but we're very excited to have our guest speaker for Gotanya, which is Shimon Shonin's birthday. Our bishop, Reverend Marvin Harada from down in Orange County. So he will be our guest speaker on Sunday, May 12th. It was originally the 19th, we moved it to the 12th. Thank you very much for supporting the Buddhist Church of Oakland. If you have any questions, you can visit our website. And there's a QR code, on the screen here for those of you who are watching online. Right now, I'd like to introduce some guests here. We have visiting from the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Temples of Canada, Greg and Gina Chor from Canada. And they're here in town because they were attending the BCA National Council meeting last weekend in Sacramento and then stayed throughout the week down the coast. So Greg and Gina, stand up. Thank you very much for coming, and we welcome you to the Buddhist Church of Oakland. Accompanying them today are Mr. Jeff Walters and Ms. Shuri Brooks from Santa Cruz, and so we thank from the Buddhist Church of Temple of Watsonville. Thank you very much for joining us today. And I know we have some other folks that are visiting us today. John, do we have someone? They can introduce themselves. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Buddhist Church of Oakland. Anyone else? Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Sam's been here before, but he's back.
Oh, thanks for coming. Nice to see you again. Thank you very much.
Oh, Carlo.
Yes, Carlo.
This is my buddy. Hey. Volunteered before, but first time here. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, thanks so much for coming. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming. Sensei, did you have anything else?
Nope.
With that, I'll send it back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Robert, for the announcements. Why don't we conclude our Dharma family service? And you can come up in Oshoko if you've not had a chance to do so already. And then we do have the 11 o'clock service, the Shotsuki. It's a monthly memorial, but anyone is welcome to attend. So let's conclude with Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. No Namanda Namanda. Okay, thank you.
They have cameras everywhere. I have another set here. They had unbroken windows. There was a guy coming throwing rocks through the windows here. And somebody threw a window in the kitchen. And the Kung Fu studio basically boarded up their whole place and the guy was throwing rocks through their windows.
Fire stations.
Not the fire station. The guy was picking on religious this Chinese guy or Asian looking guy. It's right next to the CPA. All the other stores had big glass. They didn't touch it either.
With the Keiju's wife, he brought us to pick up. He's staying in Santa Clara for your church. And follow up.